Welcome back, everybody. I am Buddy Blackford. I'm going to be going over mask interpolation in After Effects CS6 with you for this tutorial. And basically what I'm talking about is when a shape changes into another shape. So I made a circle here and I changed it so it goes into like a flying saucer looking shape. And as you see, I mean, it kind of gets like gross looking when, and not very nice looking when it transforms. It just like turns into like a blob. It's not very nice looking and everything like that. So I'm going to show you how to fix this to make it a little bit nicer and tell you about the different parts or different properties on the way, I guess. So the way you need to do it is come up to Window, and we need to click on Mask Interpolation. Now yours is probably going to start at whatever your keyframe rate is, which is probably 24. It's going to have linear vertex paths checked, and then this is probably going to be at like 9. So these are probably your default settings, and we'll start from there. And I'm just going to select these two keyframes because these are the ones that it's interpolating between, and hit apply, and we can just look and see what happens. It added keyframes on the mask path and a whole bunch of vertexes, and here it goes. This is what it does. So let me click off so you can see a little better. I mean, it's still not perfect. You can see down here we got a part going in and a part coming out, which makes no sense. And this is coming in and this is coming in, so we want to make it look nicer. Also, it's got a whole bunch of points. Maybe we don't want that many points, so I'll show you how to fix that. So I'm going to hit Control Z to go back, and we're going to change the keyframe rate, and that's how many keyframes per second it's going to have in between. So we only have a couple options, so I just let it go down to 15 because I didn't feel like this one needed a lot of keyframes in between. Now down here on use linear vertex paths, you can check that if you're going from like a square into like a pentagon or something like that, where all the lines are linear and they don't have Bezier handles, they aren't curved or anything like that. But uncheck that to get more fluid organic motions. Now the bending resistance is how fluid it is during the transition. So the lower the bending resistance, the more fluid; the higher, the more rigid it is. The quality is how nice you want it to look, like the edges and everything while it's transforming. The add mask path vertex, I guess that's how you say it, allows you to add extra points in between, and it'll make the interpolation a lot more smooth. So usually you want to have that checked because that's the main reason why we're going to use this. We're going to add vertices in there to make the interpolation more smooth. Pixels between vertices right here. If you lower it, you're going to have a lot more points. If you increase it, you're going to have a lot less points. So I felt for this one we didn't need a whole bunch of points, so I put that to 15. Matching method, you pretty much just want to keep that on auto, and then use one-to-one vertex matches. You don't really ever want to have that checked. The first vertices match, you want to always have that checked, because using which vertex you start from is pretty crucial. If you create your interpolation and it's all like messed up and it looks all bad, so you might want to change which vertex you start from and that is you can right click. Let me click off. Let me click on a point, and you right click, and you go to mask, shape, and path, and you can hit set first vertex, and it'll change it. So that's kind of like when you start drawing your motion path, it'll start from there. As you can see, it changes how it works. It's a totally different transformation than the last one. So I'm going to keep it on the top because that's what we were working with before. And it rotates around and it kind of looks cool. So let's hit apply, and we'll see how. Let's look at this first, and this is how it started, all like a blob and everything. Now we'll hit apply. Actually, you got to select your 2 keyframes first and then hit apply. Now let's check and see what it looks like. I mean, it looks a lot more fluid and nicer. I'm going to click off. I'm going to hide this real quick, and then we'll do a RAM preview and just look at how it worked. So, I mean, that looks a lot more nicer. I mean, more nicer isn't a very grammatically correct word. I mean, stumbling with my words right now, but it's okay. You guys get the idea. This is how mask interpolation works. Use it to smooth out your shapes when you're transforming them into other shapes. That's the main reason that I use it. So hopefully you guys learned how to use this, and you can use it in whatever you're doing next. I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Have a good one.